If you ever thought about getting a successful mentor or coach, and you actually want me, Spectacular Smith, to actually coach you and become your mentor, I'm actually so excited about releasing my online school, Spectacular Academy, where I'm actually going to teach you live once a month different skill sets that's actually going to help you change your life for the better. Transformational information that I'm going to give you guys access to. I have a formula to success that every single company that I ever touched turned into gold. And I have over 14 companies, okay? And all of them have the same type of success. So I want to teach you everything that the school system should have taught you. You know, everything that I know and how I built these fast-growing companies and these award-winning companies, and show you real curriculums that I'm going to break down, and you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be live in the chat rooms. I'm going to be live in the Facebook groups and personal communities that I'm going to give you guys access to of like-minded entrepreneurs. So you're not by yourself on this mission. Not only you have me as a coach and a mentor, but you actually have your peer-to-peer people that's going to push you and root for you on the way to the top. Guys that's on the same exact wavelength that you are on and want the same exact results. Because my game plan is to change the way the school systems teach and teach you the things that need to make an impact in your life. Things that's going to be a high-ticket skill that you can use forever, where you don't never have to worry about going broke or not eating at night, because once you learn how to market and brand yourself, then you can eat for a lifetime. You get access to my team and everything. If you want to go to my free training just to get a sample of the things that's going to be in my program, you can actually go to specmentorme.com, or I'm going to put it in the bio. I only take a certain amount of people every single month. So reserve your seat and do not procrastinate, because you might just miss out. Now let's get to the podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Spectacular Smith, and welcome to the Spectacular Experience.
So we're excited. First of all, Spec, the other night was fire. We had fun DJing last minute. Breezy was in bed, and I literally had just done a face mask, and I didn't know we were still gonna play. So I was like, "Hold on, Breezy, get up!" And Breezy's so grumpy when she's tired, very grumpy. So I'm happy that she got up.
Yes, I'm happy you guys got up too, man. Everybody really enjoyed it. Everybody dang, this is the vibe right here. Y'all brought the whole vibe to the whole event. We had 28 speakers, and everybody was literally taking all these notes down and all these gems down just to end the night like that with a good vibe after all that hard work and studying and learning. I thought it was a blessing. So you guys definitely blessed the people for sure.
Thank you. And then what were you saying earlier? What's I know you've had your podcast for a while. Mm-hmm. What's the best way? Because we're new to this. So what's an awesome tip you can give to us? Because you're our first guest.
Yeah, just make sure that you guys don't get lost into the whole interviewing thing. Just make sure, if you do an interview, you do 3 Coco and Breezys and then 1 interview. 3 Coco and Breezy, then 1 interview, instead of it being the opposite way around, because the interview is the easiest thing to do. You come on, you ask questions. It's like the lazy way of just getting information to the people, but still you don't really have to do that much work, even though the interview is still valuable. So right. I would definitely say keep your brand in the forefront.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Well, we're excited to talk to you. So one thing about us is that you inspire us because you're super multifaceted. Mm-hmm. You do music, and what you do is very different in our business world. And so something that Breezy and I have kind of we've not struggled with, but in the beginning of our artistry, when we were getting more into music, it was difficult for us to find the balance for people to understand us in the entrepreneur world. So they'd be like, "Oh, are you guys they wouldn't take us seriously, right?" So we go into a meeting, we're not wearing a suit, and then if we are, expressing our creativity, but we have intellectual conversations, then they took us seriously, right? And so for us, actually, Spectacular, you changed my life. You want to know why?
Yeah, why? Tell me.
Because that one day we all hung out after, it was the day we hung out after your show. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of insecure and I was like caring about what people thought of me in a way where I didn't want them to compare me to like the groupies kind of thing. But I was very insecure about it. But what changed my life is you told me a quote that was, you told me a quote and you were like, one, I learned I was very uptight. And then two, you told me a quote just to like not care what people think and to live my life. Because why does it matter what other people like care about and you don't have to prove yourself to anybody? Mm-hmm. And literally after that day, I stopped snapping on people because I used to be snappy.
Yeah. You had a little bite for sure.
Yeah, I'm not snappy anymore. And literally you changed my life that day and I stopped being snappy. And so now, me and Breezy, we actually live with a new quote and mission. And our new mission when we move around life is erase the ego. Erase the ego.
Ooh, I love that. Yes.
You know?
Yes, that's fire. I love that.
You erase the ego. And the crazy part about that is that when you erase the ego, it changes the way you live life because you spend so much time caring about what someone else thinks. Mm-hmm. Yes. And the crazy part is that, like, even being a leader, right? Mm-hmm. You might have your team or your employees that have ideas, but as a leader, you might, like, there's some people that have ego and they feel like they have to have the right answer first, even if their employee had the idea. Mm-hmm. But let's go back to the multifaceted. Okay, fine. Okay, so fine. Let's go.
No, but that's good. That's good. I like where she's going there. I like that. Finish it up. We can get back to the multifaceted, but just land that plane.
Exactly. So even like when you have an idea, once you erase the ego, you just let people live. So someone may say an idea to you and they're so excited to tell you that idea. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the ego would be like, I already thought about that. But once you let the ego down, you're able to embrace others. And you're able to lift your team up and the people around you.
Yes. Yes. The great thing about like the saying, I already thought about that or I was saying that. I don't even say that. Great leaders just let it be, right? If you came up with something that you already came up with and they say it's like, oh, that was great. You know, it's a great idea. Like, you don't have to say you thought of it already, or you don't have to say like, oh, you dope for creating that. You just say, oh, that was great. I like that. Like, you already thought of it. So of course you like it, because even with mentors, this is a mentor hack. If your mentor says something you already know, don't tell them you already knew it. Just say, like, okay, thank you. Write it down, right? Because that's why he's doing it. He's doing it or she's doing it to give back. But if you know it all, then why am I going to help you if you know it all? So
that's so true.
You set yourself back by knowing it all. Like, and the best thing to do for mentorship is just shake your head, write notes. Shake your head, write notes. Thank you for sharing that with me. It no matter if you know 100% of everything she said or he said, but you still leave it open to them feeling like you're coachable. Because when they feel like you're coachable, they'll give their all. But if they feel like you think you know it all, even though you meant no harm by saying, oh, I knew that. They might say like, well, damn, you know it all then. Why you need my help? So it's just good to just your team, your mentorship, all that stuff. Like, you just say, man, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Right? Thank you. I like that. Yeah.
That's so real. Mm-hmm. Now going back to what Breezy was asking, about being multifaceted. So for those, I mean, everyone knows who you are, but you can tell those that they know who Pretty Ricky, but they may not know about the entrepreneur side.
Yeah. So, man, started my journey. First of all, my name is Spectacular Smith. I'm gonna just start from scratch, right?
Yeah, I know Spectacular Smith. He's the one that we was listening to you in middle school and we weren't supposed to. Hip rolling, middle school, being fast. And somebody dancing.
Yeah, so I started off in, like you said, in third grade, dancing, having fun as a kid, transitioned to my life as an entrepreneur in sixth grade, selling candy, to, living with my dad after, him being in prison for 12 years and making me come live with him, which was, the best decision in my life. My dad was like a drill sergeant, and going through the process of transitioning from my mom to my dad's house, him being so strict, he was like, man, listen, you're dancing. I see what you're doing. Like, but come get in a group and dance with your brothers. And from that point, I decided to entertain. And my dad was like, yo, it was actually a producer named Jim Johnson said, hey, give Spec a verse. I did one verse on stage after dancing. All the girls went crazy. It was like, you know what? Put Spec on all the songs. So I had to teach myself how to rap. I never wanted to rap. It was never my passion. I always wanted to perform. Even to this day, my passion is not writing music, doing music. Like, my passion is on stage. And if you ever went to a Pretty Ricky concert, you can tell, I love to do what I do on stage. And it's always been like that. And from that time of going through the ups and downs as Pretty Ricky, I realized that my dad was handling all the money, messed the money up. My whole career, I literally only got $20,000 out of my whole career, millions of dollars made, tens of millions of dollars made. My dad handled the money. He messed it up. And, I started from scratch, got kicked out the house, end up, living with my girlfriend, which is my fiance right now, and transition from understanding that I can make money off of tweeting from one call I got from a guy named Matty J. And he told me I could make money off of tweeting. And I was just like, all right, cool. I took it serious. I was broke. I was homeless at the time. I moved with my spouse at the time, and I had my son with me. And going through the process of learning something brand new after being in a group, everybody thinking you rich, you're famous, you're on top of the world, 17 million albums and singles sold worldwide, top 10 hits, like all that, you name it. Your Body, Grind on Me, Hotline, all that. And to be dead broke, living in your girl mom house in the same room that she grew up in was something I had to really pay attention to and figuring out how can I do this. And that's when I got introduced to social media. And I took it serious from that point forward. And I started thinking of ways I can be creative on building a massive following. And I came up with like different parody accounts, Cat Williams, Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart, Angelina Jolie, and even created a $100 million brand called Grumpy Cat. And from that $100 million brand, I started really monetizing. I monetized like, $30,000, $40,000 a month. So I went from $0 to within the first 3 months, I already cracked $100,000 off of just figuring out how to see what the people liked and connected with. And that's how I grew my followers. And then transition from that to not only helping myself, but realizing that celebrities and people who have a massive following didn't know how to monetize. So I knew that I had something that they didn't. So I wanted to give back. Every great business is solving a problem. And I felt like the music industry, people had worked all these years to build this following up. And they didn't, just because they didn't have a hit since 2004, don't mean they don't have a core audience that was willing to support them. So I came and brought my formula to the table. Was like, listen, I'm making all this money. And then I brought it back to the culture, to the community, to these artists that put all this work in over the years and start building their followers up. And I was like, listen, I'm going to help you monetize it. And as a Black entrepreneur, nobody takes you serious. And people think just because I'm spectacular from Pretty Ricky, people was taking me serious. It was really a joke to them, because at the time that I created the Grumpy Cats and all these different parody accounts, I was like, man, I got to try to get as many followers as I can. So I created, a way that I felt like would go viral, get as many people talking about it as possible. I put some elements together and I created something I felt was viral. And I put on some red draws and I started dancing in front of a camera and it went viral, right? I was one of the first videos to ever go viral. I made $1 million off that video and, it did its purpose. And then I was like, well, hold up. Let me erase this off the internet. Let me get this video on out of here. So I made my money and pretty much transitioned from that to understanding that not only I can do it for myself, but I can do it for other people, the every average day entrepreneur. And I created my agency where I started helping people and they started paying me a fee for it as a service. And then from that aspect, I realized I could go a little deeper. So what I did was I created a online business school where now I can teach others how to do the same for themselves. So no matter who you are, you can be an everyday person, no technical skills, not being social media savvy, no college degree. And I can teach you not only how to build your social media following, I can teach you how to start a business. And I can also teach you how to monetize it. And not only I'm going to teach you, but I'm going to give you access to my team that I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on every single year to have staff that's that credible and that experienced, and give you access to them, and also give you access to my millionaire entrepreneur friends that's going to coach you and train you. And I started my academy called Spectacular Academy.
That's so dope. It's so crazy because I, again, like I was saying, with being multifaceted, being in the space, and you did that viral video.
Mm-hmm.
How was it, even like when you went back on tour? Because did your employees ever see you perform live? Like,
I think they have, and they just haven't told me, because it's like, to me, I feel like it's Clark Kent and Superman. Clark Kent get in the office, he got his glasses on, he got his button up on, he got his shirt tucked in. You catch me on stage, I'm back flipping, I'm humping on girls, I'm grinding, I'm tongue flicking. Like it's just tapping into your ego. And I think that's what it is when I'm on stage. And then when I get in the office, it's a total different atmosphere and conversation for me, right? And really you tap into who you are at the time. And it's just like Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. Like she on stage as Sasha Fierce, then she turned into Beyonce with her clothing line, or, you know, Blue Ivy, you know? So it all depends on what modes you catch me in, on who you get. But majority of the time, I'm this person you're talking to now.
But you know what, though? At the end of the day, and I think that it's so important, like for us, again, like Breezy and I used to care so much about what people thought about us. And I think it kind of stemmed from our childhood. You know, you have like some childhood traumas from being bullied, and then it carries in your head. And even once you actually become successful, you still sit with these like traumas in your head and no one knows. Yes. And it like eats you up inside.
And something that we also been working on is that in business and in emotions, it's learning to not take things personally, and also figuring out where things stem from.
Yeah.
Not only for yourself, but for other people. So a lot of times when like people are like mad at you, or if someone's upset, they're usually not mad at you, but there's some deeper reasons why they're upset and why they're mad. And so I'm even learning through like when we meet people to stop thinking like, oh, why are they judging the way I'm dressing? But in reality, they only know what they see. And they might see someone that wears a blue suit, or a woman that's wearing like a longer like dress pant and a dress shoe, not a business. They may not see a businesswoman that's wearing a white tank top with no bra. Yeah, like that's a new entrepreneur. But I think that the cool part is that we, like the three of us and a lot of other people that are part of in our networks, we're changing the stereotypes.
Yeah.
And we're creating a new narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's great about what y'all saying is like, there's no rules to this. Yep. It's who you feel like you are and who you know you are, and what you want to portray to the world is either they want it or they don't. Like, you ain't got to do business with me because I got no shirt on and no bra. Like, I mean, a tank top on and no bra. Like, all right, cool. It ain't going to stop these bars you about to get. It ain't going to stop this strategy you about to see. It ain't going to stop these sales that's about to come in. So what you want? You want the guy with the suit and tie on? Or you want the guy who's finna go ahead and run this tab up for you for the low ski? So it's like, it all depends. So you gotta, man, like what I understand in business is really about your result. It don't even matter about all that stuff in the front end. Like, long as you got integrity and you're doing things the right way, that's all count. It don't really matter about how people feel about you. It's like, either it's gonna be people that want to do business with you, people that don't. It's some people love me, some people that don't. Either or, I don't care. Like, the people who with me gonna be with me. It ain't enough space for everybody anyway, right? Exactly. My table only so long, so it's either you got a seat at the table or you don't. So if you don't want to be part of the table, that's your loss. So this ship gonna sail regardless. So I seen you, man. Y'all, man, listen, y'all had glue on y'all glasses when I first seen y'all, right? Yep. And honestly, like, I was always a believer since the beginning. How long ago was that?
That was like over 10 years ago, because
over 10 years ago. Yeah. So like think about that and just see how people evolve into who they are now. Like, y'all product is premium. It's a premium product, but if somebody was to judge you based on where you first started, then you wouldn't be able to become the person you are now. And for people to see that, but I have, listen, my vision goes so far, people don't even be understanding. When I be seeing stuff, people don't be seeing it. So when I seen glue glasses, I seen stars from day one. It ain't matter if it was some glued on stones. I already know. If you would have came in a time machine and told me back then, 10 years ago, and say, Spec, I'm going to look like this. Yeah, show the Instagram. It's going to be something called Instagram. And this is what we going to look like. And I'm like, yo, that's what I thought anyway. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. So people got to be able to see the potential in people. And I think so many times people judge a book by its cover. They don't even take a chance to really dig deeper. And I dig deeper in my relationships. It's not about the person on the surface level. It's like, what's inside? Like, who is that person as an individual? Like, I could see a snake. I could see a damn wolf in sheep clothing. I could see all that. So you might think you hiding it, but to somebody that I've been through the ups and downs and unseen it all, it's kind of hard to really pull wool over my eyes. So I can see the potential and I can see the snakes in the grass, no matter if it's cut or not.
Yeah, that's so real. It's funny to even think back, like how we first got in touch with you. Yo, I have the vivid memory in my head right now. We were living in Minnesota, still working at the mall. I don't know if we tweeted you or something happened like that. Yeah, we definitely we probably tweeted you because you weren't tweeting us. And we were like, we want Spectacular to wear our glasses. So we hit you up. And did we send you a pair of those glasses?
You sent me. I wore them. I think I wore them a few times.
Yeah, and we were hyped. And we knew you were going to be our friend one day. you know, but it's just crazy because like, it's so dope to even think back like where we were at that time in our lives.
And to see all of our evolutions. I think that's another thing that's like so dope and key is like keeping good energy around you. Because you can see like back then we all weren't these entrepreneurs that we are today. But we knew that we kept the good energy and the good people around us.
Yes.
So I think it's important to keep good vibes and those people. Like I feel like you are who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. And your intake becomes your outtake. Your input becomes your output. So it's the same thing with your surroundings. So if you around negative people, automatically you're going to have that negative energy because energy is not something that happens. It's transferable. So if you got nothing but negative energy that's around you, then guess what? You're going to become negative automatically, no matter which. Is transferring straight to your positivity. So it's watering it down. So you got to just detach away from people that's negative and continuously keep the people that's going to support you and people that's going to push you and motivate you, you know, and that's who you want around you, man. Like that's being there for each other. Because so many times people with the fake stuff, like it's either you are or you not, you know, you are or you not, like, and that's it. So it's like, what's up? What we doing? All right, cool. I got you. Say no more, Spec. All right, I'm in my pajamas, but I don't know. Let me see if I get sis up. I say you cool. All right, for Spec. All right, let's run it. Boom. It was nothing like it was nothing forced. It was straight vibes. It was straight vibes. And the crazy part is that before I even asked you guys, I thought about my tour DJ, and then I thought about the person who gave me the idea for the DJ, and then they flaked me out. And then I just showed how easy it was for you guys. And even I said this to my girl. I said, listen, Coco and Breezy really showed me not to force the issue. Because I was forcing the issue, and with you guys, it was so easy. It was a natural. I got you. Like I mess with you, Spec. I got you. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And the same thing, vice versa. If you guys ever call me on anything, even though it's something like DJ and we quarantining anyway, but at the same time, it's like, you know, if y'all called me and say, hey, Spec, I'm ready for some money, or I'm doing, like, you already know I'm getting on and we gonna have a talk. And no matter how long it is and how long the conversation need to be, we gonna sit there and wait. We gonna have the conversation till we feel like the goal is done. And that's what it taught me. It taught literally, this happened yesterday or 2 days, whatever that time, I think it was yesterday. And I literally said this out my mouth. I said, listen, we have to stop forcing things. If it ain't got a natural flow, it don't even worry about it. You know, you try it ain't flow good. Like, don't force, because my personality, I go hard. Like, and that's how I got my success. Like, I don't take no for an answer. You tell me no, you gotta tell me no for your whole life if I want what you got.
Yeah,
like
right.
if I want that, you want to literally have to tell me no until you tell me yes, just to shut me up. Like, so I'm like that too when it comes to getting things done. So even like the person who gave me the runaround, like I was texting him 3-4 times. What's up? What we doing? Like, what's up? Because I talked to him already. He say like, yeah, man, I got to do blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yo, what we doing? What we doing? What's up? Where you at? Hey, bro, look, give me 10 more minutes. And I was on his head. But then I thought about it. And then like I called you and it's like, yeah, I got you, Spec. Boom. I called you late. You was like, yo, I got you. And it was done. It was it wasn't forced at all. And I feel like all relationships should work like that. And for me, from that point that we just went through, my whole life from this point forward is going to be just like that. If that shit forced, if I got to hit you up too many times, that's dead, right? If it's going to flow and you got me, you got me. Because I know it's reciprocated at all times with me. And if I mess with you, it ain't too much you got to say to not get me to mess with you. Like, you really have to do something drastic for me not to fuck with you no more. And that's just how I am, right? And as long as the vibes are good, the intentions are good, and you know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it, like we both have great energy together, the sky's the limit on what we can do as a team, as a unit. And that's what it takes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the cool part too is that like sometimes things can be forced and not forced. And even if someone says no, it may not be like they don't fuck with you. It might just be like, you know, it's not the right time, the energy at the time, or like the synergy at that time just isn't there.
And it's not even worth forcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just a temporary yes. But I'm talking about based on relationships.
Oh,
right? I'm talking about like if we cool, then if I put a call in and you good, you free, then it should be no issue. And if it's not good, then you should be transparent enough to say, yo, Spec, like I got this. There's no way I can do it, bro. See if you can get somebody else. And when you do that, people love that. But don't pick up no more. And like the dude that it happened with, I knew him since I was in high school. We sold candy together. So it's like, come on, bro, like for real? So for me, like I said, it's either you in or you out.
Right. You know what I learned about people? Some people don't have good communication. And I
agree.
And I learned this, and it's in between people that like are friends, either people that you date, people that are your employees. There are some people that will keep giving you the runaround, and they're not even bad people, but they keep giving you the runaround because they're afraid to face reality.
And this is something that we teach our team. Is that I remember we had an employee one time that came late a few times, and I was just like, and they would have the runaround, and I said, I'd rather you keep it 100 and say, hey, I'm late because of X, Y, and Z, than you pulling up like nothing happened.
Right.
You know, or if you don't want to do something, say no, as opposed to giving the runaround, because we're women of our word.
Yeah, ownership is key. Ownership is key. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying not to mess with the person no more. It's like you try, and then like if it ain't flow, it ain't flow. Catch me later. It's not necessarily ban them. I'm just saying like I'm gonna throw you the text. If I ain't get no answer back, I ain't finna like be on the follow, because that's just my personality. Like I don't take no for an answer. But now it taught me like, listen, if that shit ain't flow, if he say boom and I hit him and he'll answer, all right, cool, we good.
Right. But yeah, I think that communication changes everything though. Because like ownership is so real, but literally, it's like you can be late for something, or even if you're late on a project. I've even learned recently, like if I have a deadline for something and I might not get it done right. Some people will keep delaying it and like turning in 2 days late, but without saying, like they feel like it's better to just turn it in 2 days late, but they're afraid to send that email and say like, hey,
can I get more hours?
Exactly. You know, so like once you actually take the ownership of communication and don't be afraid of what the outcome's going to be.
But even with friendships, I feel like, with friendships, kind of like what you're saying is when people give you when you ask for a favor and they give you the runaround, I would respect you to say no, as opposed to ignoring a phone call or making an excuse. Right. Just say, no, I can't do it this time. That's cool.
And it's way better that way. But like you said, people when it comes to accountability or fessing up or not saying no, some people don't like to say no. They feel uneasy about it. But, you know, long story short, man, the people who do have communication issues, don't force the issue. Like if it happens, it happens. Don't it don't. And then just let it flow.
That's so real. How do you feel like me and Breezy, we now that we're finally home and going through our quarantine, I feel like I've been like the most creative I've ever been. And also I feel like mentally and spiritually, I feel like whole
and grounded.
And I haven't felt this grounded in a while. Because we've been taking time out to like sleep. Before I would only get like 4 or 5, maybe 5 hours of sleep. But now like I'm trying to get 8 hours of sleep every night. Because like we have time to do it. There's no excuse right now to not get sleep.
Man.
Like we need to like take care of our bodies, and it's so important for us to take care of our bodies. But are you into like, do you do yoga or like go to the gym or meditate or?
Yeah, I meditate. So yeah, as soon as I get up, the first thing I do is meditate for 20 minutes. I do Vedic meditation, and then I do 3-minute affirmations, and then after that,
you sound like Breezy.
Huh?
You sound like Breezy. This is she loves
I do visualizations and affirmations together.
This is Breezy all day.
Yeah. My goal I had my goal for a year, my revenue goal for a year. And when it happened, I 4X my goal. So I've been waiting a whole year to hit my revenue goal. And then the last 2 months, this month, I multiply my goal times 2. And for the month, I multiplied it times 4. I multiplied it times 4 my revenue. It was my highest revenue goal ever. I multiplied it times 4 in the last 2 months.
That's amazing.
I visualized that thing literally for a whole year. It might have been 2 years. I visualized it in like I played the whole scenario out in my head, and it happened exactly how I envisioned it. The only thing is like we was home when it happened versus my office. Yeah.
I love that. I'm such a huge believer in like visualizing and speaking to existence and affirmations. Yes. I think people don't realize that they sleep on it, but that's why I'm so careful with my words.
Yes. I'll take Breezy back. Breezy is a little bit more aware than I am sometimes.
I'm very mindful. If I say I can't do something, I'm like, just kidding. I can do it.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'd be quick to just kidding. I didn't mean it that way. And I always try to figure out a way of like how to refrain it, because I'm not going to stop my goal. And I believe that we all stop ourselves. Like we stop ourselves. It's not the people around us. It's not your management. It's not your friends. It's you first. And a lot of times it's our words and our words and our mentality.
Yeah, it's our words. It's our mentality. And it's also, sometimes it's not our fault because it's also lack of knowledge and lack of resources as well. So we have to be aware of that.
Of course.
But when it comes to yourself,
I'm talking about self right now.
Yeah, when we talk about self, like Bree said, it is like it changes everything when you do like manifestation. Like literally, I can't wait after this. I can't say it now, but I'm so excited to tell you we're launching something so cool.
It's so big. We manifested this for 10 years.
I'm going to tell you a story. And I say this story a few, I think I said like 1 or 2 times before, but it was a girl. So I won last year. I just won another one, but in 2017, I won the fastest growing company in America award. And the Shade Room posted it, but they posted it a year later. So they posted in 2018 because that's when awards come out. And a girl said she seen me on the Shade Room, and she said to herself that she's so proud of me and she hoped that she can tell me that in person. She said she wished she could tell me that in person. She said it. I met her the next day or 2 days later. And I told her, I was like, listen, and I never met her a day in my life. I never seen her. She never seen me before. The first time she ever really like said something about me was that day she seen me on the Shade Room. So now she seen me at the event 2 days later, and she was like, oh my God, like dropped everything. She was like this. And then she was like, I just was talking about you. And I was like, what did you say? She was like, well, I said that I wish I could tell you how proud I am of you in person because I seen you just won one of the fastest growing companies in America award. But what I told her was too many people use it for things that don't really make an impact in their life. Her telling me, I guess it did make an impact because the feedback I gave her, but in the reality, if it was just any other person, it probably would have been just like, okay, you told me, congratulations, boom, and we would have kept it moving. But the fact that I am how I am, I just love to give information. When I said it to her, I was like, well, think about this. What else can you do that with? Can you do that financially? Can you do that spiritually? Can you do that for your relationships? What else can you manifest that's going to potentially help you for the long haul, for the marathon? And so many times people do it for themselves, but I mean, they do it for just pointless things versus being intentional about their manifestations and saying like, this is exactly what I want. And this is exactly what I'm happy to have, as if it already happened. And then it happens. Right? Yeah. So words are powerful. There's power in the tongue. So you got to understand that. And when she did it, it came true. So you got to figure out what else does that show up in your life where you can actually use that same manifestation strategy on the things that you really want. And it'll come through, because I feel like the universe is really listening. And depending on what you feed it, depending on what they're going to give you back. So you got to be careful. It's like, man, I wish that person died, or like, what, you know, it's like, you got to be careful, man. And then when that happened to that person, you got to think back like, damn, like, or I'm going to give you another way of manifestation. Have you ever thought about somebody and then they just called you? Or you just thought about somebody and they text you?
All the time.
You manifesting those thoughts that you having is manifesting. So you got to figure out what else can you really apply that to, because that's just proof that it happens. And like the universe is watching and listening. You thinking it in your mind, universe like, yeah, to her, she asked for it. But if you don't take advantage of it, you know, you kind of have a superpower that you just got sitting there.
No, it's true. I mean, I feel like for Breezy and I, when we were younger, we told our mom and dad that we were special. We were like, Mom and Dad, we're special. And we were like 4. And there's a story that our parents always tell us. They always tell us this one story. And this has to do with energy. But there's a story when we were, I don't know how old we were, maybe like 5. But our auntie, she brought home this guy. And I guess we felt his energy early on. And we started singing, bad boy, what you gonna do? You know, we started singing that. And later on, they were so embarrassed. Later on, he was a criminal. But yeah, it's crazy though that we were younger, we started filling out energy. And we started when I tell you, like, even when we were like living in Minnesota and we had our idea for our business, we had a notebook. Like we used to journal, and we had a notebook where we would be like, you know, one day we want to see Brianna wear our glasses. The next day we want to we're going to live in New York. We're going to live in New York. Like, we would just write stuff. And literally we're living everything that we wrote. What I could say is back then, again, since we grew up in a very modest household where we thought the dreams that we thought back in the day were like our life goals that we wrote down, we accomplished those in a few months of living in New York. And so it kind of forced us to have to think bigger and understand our superpower that we all have, that we all need to put into practice. But the superpower of manifesting and like believing it yourself, feel it, act like you have it now, speak like you have it now, and the power of it.
Yes. I told myself every day for a whole year on my revenue goal. And I say, I love the fact that I have this. And I make this every single month. I say, I wish. I say, like, you know, I love the fact that I'm making this every single month. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like, every single day. And I just multiplied it times 4. I did it in 1 week. My goal for 1 month, I did it in 1 week. And because it's like, people don't understand, man. You got to really tap into that. Tap into your full potential, man. That's what it's about.
It is. Well, I think it's 50 minutes. It ends in an hour. But I'm excited that you got on with us. It's funny because, you know what's crazy? Let me tell you about manifestation. So the other day we manifested us. Like, you literally called us, but earlier that day, me and Breezy were making TikTok videos. And we did the grinding TikTok video before you called us.
Wow.
We literally filmed that video. Did you see the TikTok video we posted?
I seen it.
So we filmed it like that morning. So when you called me, I was like, we manifested him.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
No, it's not. That's the funny part.
Exactly.
It was the old spec would have said yes, with the new and improved 2.0 spec, like I understand what just happened, right? And it's like, did you post it before I called?
No, I ended up posting it afterwards, a day later.
Oh, you posted it after I called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. See, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, I think the hour's gonna go by and my phone's kind of low, but the hour's gonna go by and Instagram acts weird. So I want to make sure we get this video.
Yeah. All right. So listen, man, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm definitely a fan. I've always been a fan. Always will be a supporter. Y'all energy has always been electrifying, and you guys always been A1 to me, man. You know, and I hope it's been, you know, reciprocated on y'all end for me also. So keep doing what y'all doing, man. I see y'all being huge. Even bigger than you guys are right now. I feel like right now, out of 1 over 10, y'all at a 3 right now compared to where I feel like y'all going. So keep doing what y'all doing, man, and keep uplifting the community. All right, keep that good energy.
Thank you so much, and thank you for always inspiring us. Have an amazing day. Hope you and your family are safe. And seriously, like that one day, like changed my whole mindset. So I appreciate it. And I am not uptight anymore, like at all. No more uptight, Coco.
Yes. Let's go, man. That's what it's for. Each one teach one. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Love to you. Bye, y'all.